Welcome to Cleaning Company Blueprint. I'm Victoria, and today we have Kevin here from Convert Labs, and we are talking how to have outstanding customer service for your cleaning company. So, Kevin, you talk to thousands of people that own cleaning companies or starting cleaning companies. What do you think are the best tips that you can give to have outstanding customer service?
Well, in the service space, I think it's super important to kind of shift from thinking that customer service is about, putting out fires
Hmm.
and just fixing things, and more so it's a marketing channel.
Yeah.
So it's an opportunity for you to build connections with your customers, so they'll refer your business. And the
Mm,
best way to do that is to have just amazing customer service and go a little
yeah.
bit further than most companies would go.
And what that means is, in the 21-day blueprint, which we have below, we break down how to launch, grow, and scale your cleaning company from knowing nothing to, making it $1 million company. One of the very first things that we do is have you phone the top 10 cleaning companies that come up in your town, and see, do they answer the phone? Second, do they give their rates on the phone? Can they give you an estimate on the phone? And part of the reason we do that is the vast majority of cleaning companies in your city will not answer the phone. They just don't. So it's very easy to be good at customer service by simply answering the phone.
Yeah. Yeah, that's step number one, is just being available.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of people start these with day jobs and it's hard, but at the same time, a lot of people are working from home these days. And so this is a great side hustle until it can replace your day job by simply making it so that you answer the phone. When you can't answer the phone, and myself included, there's many times I don't answer the phone. You have, if you're using open phone, you set up an automation that says, "Hey, sorry, we're busy cleaning homes right now. We'll call you right back." And then you do. You call them right back. And in our case, we give them the link to book online as well as their frequently asked questions. And oftentimes they're able to figure it out on their own and book online and see our frequently asked questions, and they're very clear.
If I could a little bit elaborate on thinking about it as customer service.
Mm,
So a couple of things that you can do is really kind of go like far and like much more beyond like what typical companies would do, right? When I'm having when I'm on like the call with the initial call with the potential client, and they're looking to make a booking, it's a great idea to ask them why they want a cleaning in the
mm,
first place.
yeah.
Maybe it's a special event, right?
Yep.
So maybe they say, hey, it's my mom's birthday, we're gonna have a party over here, right? That is a great opportunity for you to just send over a little tiny gift,
Mhm.
for the party, some flowers or
Yeah.
whatever. And that is something that that person will remember forever,
Mhm.
because companies just don't do stuff like that, right? And you have no idea who that person is. They could be the CEO of a 500-person company or whatever. But that's not why we want to do it. We want to do it because we want to delight customers. You just really never know. That can lead to a lot more opportunities too, by just being an amazing company. Doing things like that, remembering things like anniversary dates, right? So if
Mm,
they say it's an anniversary or a birthday or whatever, putting that note in somewhere where you can reach back out to them. Little tiny stuff like that really goes far, especially in a company where we're going inside someone's home, the place where they live,
yep.
right? They have all their belongings, like where they're most
For
vulnerable.
safety. Yeah.
Yeah, their safety, right? We want to be that company that makes people go like, wow, like
Yeah.
I'm not even going to question about them, stealing something because they give me a gift. Your company's going to be so much more elevated than just a regular company who's like,
Mm.
okay, yeah, you want this booking for this date? Okay. They send a person over and then they just never
I
call
don't
you.
care. Yeah.
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 And then which reminds me of like the second example, which would be, after every service, when you're calling, or your initial service, when you're giving them a call, that customer a call, and you're asking them how the service went. If it didn't go well, right? Let's say they were like, hey, I wanted to get an inside of my oven cleaned, and they didn't get to it.
Yeah.
That's an opportunity for you to add on additional free services for the next appointment, which can then guarantee your next appointment. So
Yeah.
doing it in a way which is kind of classy and makes the customer really happy and feel appreciated.
And it's not an upsell. Instead, it's a, oh, shoot, you're
Right.
right. Okay, let me take off the charge for that. Let's add it into your next one. Or, how's 2 weeks from today? I'll give you 15% off as well
Yeah.
because, it's a bi-weekly booking. And if you want to keep going with us, that's great. And so it's not salesy. And I do think that's really important because a lot of people go into this from a customer service background and are like, I've got sales background. I'm going to sell, sell, sell. And it's
Yeah.
like, just calm it, say, all right? Like, you don't need to be so intense. It's somebody's home. They're inviting a cleaner in to make life easier.
People are calling us because they need a service. They want a better space. They want to feel more comfortable in their home,
Yeah.
right? So we're giving that to them, and that's really what it is. We're not forcing anything on them.
And I always say it's, we're not actually selling cleaning services. We're selling peace of mind.
Right.
And particularly for moms, and the vast majority of our clients are women, and they're women who work at home. They are full-time moms and full-time workers and full-time partners often, and they're busy and they don't need more work.
Yeah.
So we want to reduce how much work they have to do to have their home get cleaned. So listening to their concerns and then, validating them, which brings us to mirroring. So I talk about mirroring a lot with our coaching clients. For those of you who don't know what mirroring is as simple as repeating back exactly what your potential client or client says to you. So I'll use the example of we went to the keg the other day for our birthday. Jen and I have the same birthday, and her daughter has the birthday the next day. So it's a triple birthday. So we go to the keg, we bring the family, and our server was so good. And we pointed out to the kids what he did. And this is what he did. We said, I'd like a prime rib, medium rare, with a double baked potato. You want a prime rib, medium rare, double baked potato. He didn't write it down. He had it in his head. And then he kept going. And he walked away. He had all of our orders in his head. And he went off and he wrote them down wherever and he sent them off. And everything came back exactly as it was supposed to be. And we pointed out to the kids because they're young. I mean, they're teenagers. And we were like, did you see what he did there? And they're like, how did he do it without writing it down? And we're like, he repeated back every single thing we said. And you didn't even notice. And that's what's so cool about mirroring. Once you know it's a technique as customer service, your clients, first off, they can hear you when you're using Convert Labs. And if you're taking a booking on the phone, they can hear you typing, right? Like our phones, so they can hear you typing. But what I'll do is I'll say, hey, I'm just going to write some notes right now. So here's what I'm writing. And then I read out what I'm writing, which is what they've told me throughout our conversation. I have a dog, but he's non-shedding. They can access the home this way. We prefer 9 a.m., not 10 a.m. if possible. Got it. And you can see from our reviews that our clients will talk about how we must have some magical note keeping system because no matter which cleaner comes to their home, they know what drives them nuts. I'm like, yeah, we do. It's called Convert Labs and we use the note system. So every cleaner reads the notes. And I've just mirrored whatever the client has said.
Yeah. Now, I mean, imagine what the client feels, right?
Heard.
They feel heard. Yeah, they feel heard, right? They feel like you care. And that alleviates the need to sell them on anything,
Oh, yeah.
you know?
No, I don't
Yeah.
sell. And
Yeah.
then, I set very firm boundaries with one-time clients because they need to be told. Like if they are not told for a move out clean, for example, it has to be empty, then the cleaner arrives and they're still packing and moving. If you didn't tell them, hey, if you're still packing and moving, we're charging you a same day fee and we're out of here. We understand delays happen, but we're extremely busy. Our cleaners are really valuable to us. You got to make sure your home is totally ready for a move out clean, which means there's nobody in the home packing and moving, which means there's nobody grabbing the garbage. By the way, we also don't collect the garbage for you, right? And since I've started doing that, Kevin, like seeing it like I am like not the pit bull, but like the coach, I guess.
Yeah, you're setting the expectations, right?
Right.
And that helps, remove any issues, right?
Yeah.
When somebody thinks you're gonna be doing all of this, but you really say, hey, no, this is what we're doing, and then you meet that standard or even exceed it, right?
Exactly.
They're gonna love that.
Exactly. And one thing that we've started doing recently is every time a cleaner gets a 5-star review, that cleaner gets a $25 bonus. And it's a very simple thing. And the cleaners love it. But the other thing that happens is that the cleaners go above and beyond now. So took me a long time to realize that, Kevin, because I kept thinking, like, how do I get the cleaners to surprise and delight? Like, how do I get them to do these things in the homes and not just the bare minimum and then leave?
Yeah.
Right. And it was as simple as, oh, I pay them extra money. Give them more
Right.
money and they'll do the thing, and whatever that thing is for them. So I had one cleaner, this is so silly, but it worked miracles for him. He would bring a sticky pad with him, and at the end of every clean he would draw a little drawing, and he would say, like, enjoy your sparkling clean home, and then he'd sign his name and he'd stick it on their fridge. And he had so many clients. Like, this guy was full in like a month. Everybody's like, oh my God, I love him, I want him. I'm like, really? What's he doing? And then I found out from one of them. I met her outside in real life, and I was like, hey, why do you like him so much? She goes, oh, he leaves me a little note on my fridge every time. I was like, are you serious? She's like, yeah, it's just a sticky with a little drawing, and I can't wait to see what he's going to draw. Like, that is genius.
That's great.
It's so smart. And then another note I got from another client the other day about one of my cleaners. She called and she said, oh my God, I love her. And I was like, tell me why. What did she do? She's like, okay, here's what she did. We did the walkthrough at the beginning. And as we're walking through the house, and she's listening to me, and she's telling me, like, I'm saying what I'm doing and what I want. And she's dragging her finger along the top of the door as we're going along. And I just love that. She's cleaning as we're doing the walkthrough, and she's getting the fine details that my last cleaner just never noticed.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, oh, smart girl.
Yeah.
And I texted her later. I'm like, hey, heads up, that works really well,
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, that's why I get all the 5-star reviews. I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah, that's
you
a
know,
great thing too, because you're showing the customer how, detailed you are,
yeah,
because they're not always watching or
no,
hopefully they're not watching at all,
exactly.
the cleaner work. And so
Yeah,
when they're able to initially see that level of detail
yeah,
that they normally wouldn't see, yeah, that's a great
they
thing to
love
do.
it. Oh, and here's another one. This one's so good, and it's something that I wish somebody had told me 3 years ago. We don't raise the prices on our recurring clients. So if somebody booked in 3 years ago and they love their cleaner and their cleaner loves them, we don't mess with the rates.
Yeah.
If the cleaner is like, hey, because listen, inflation's a real thing, but if the cleaner loves that client enough, that cleaner won't ask for more money because they just want that same client every 2 weeks. So what I find with other companies, I get this note all the time from new clients where they're like, yeah, my last company kept raising the rates. And I'm like, oh, that's tricky. And I'm like, how long were you with them? 3 years. I'm like, 3 years you were with them. And how many times? She's like, oh, probably 6 times. I'm like,
Wow.
oh, brutal. Now I'm thinking, are you a nightmare client?
Yeah.
Is that why they're doing it? No, they just didn't value their recurring clients. So they kept raising the rates on them. I raise my rates on new clients 100%. Our rates go up on the website. If you're a brand new client, you're going to pay the new rates. So we don't lose as many. We lose 1 to 2 clients a month, I would say, on average, which is very, very low in this industry. So yeah, it works.
Cool.
There we go. So customer service 101. I think we covered everything there.
Yeah. And find opportunities to delight,
Yeah.
it's so important.
Awesome. Okay. And then cleaning company blueprint, the link is below. Subscribe. If you found value in this, please leave us a comment. We're people too. We also really like to hear from you. Write us a comment. Let us know what you got out of this. If there's anything you can add, contribute. That's what we're all about. And then in terms of the software, you can sign up for Convert Labs. Kevin does give you 30 days free. If you use the link below, it's just convertlabs.io/blueprint. And then you can join the community and then get access to all the information that's shared by all these amazing cleaning company owners from all over the world. We've got nothing to hide. We're happy to share it with you. Okay.
Cool.
So we'll see you on the other side.
All right.